Hi guys, this is Sammy from Mecs Sales and Lettings in Harborne. Today I'm on Harborne High Street and I'm at one of these lovely restaurants, and this restaurant is called Rustic Table. I am with...
Yep, my name is Russell and I'm the chef here.
How are you doing? You having a nice day?
Having a nice day. As you can probably see on the camera there, we're having a bit of a refurb at the moment, so it's a bit of a hectic time.
Getting yourself in preparation for the opening. When do you reckon you're going to be open?
We'd like to do some outside tables,
Yep.
Starting in April, but we'll open fully in mid-May if we're allowed to do so, of course.
As long as the data is low enough.
That's it, yeah.
I've seen the alleyway down here. I've actually eaten at the Indian restaurant on top of here. I'm from Harborne myself.
Yeah.
So I'm hopefully you can utilise that space there and have that as your outside drinking. Maybe throw a couple of tables outside here. Not throw, but like place.
Not throw.
Nicely place some tables outside here. And then how many covers will you be able to sit outside and up the alleyway?
I've got to be honest with you, it won't be very many.
Yep.
But we're hoping to get, like, say, maybe 4 tables. But we'll just let people know in Harborne that we're open, that we're carrying on, and that in May, hopefully, we can open properly.
Yeah, that'd be good. We're all waiting for that date, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely so.
I can't wait for it myself too. So, look, you've opened this restaurant in Harborne. How long have you had this place here?
I've had it for 3 years. We've lived in Harborne for 12.
Yep.
And we've had the restaurant for 3 years.
3 years. And why Harborne? What drew you to this place?
I think Harborne's got a really good vibe to it. We moved here 12 years ago from Moseley, which is also a really nice place to live, but we just moved to Harborne because we've got family here as well. And it just has a really nice feel to it. You've got nice restaurants, you've got nice pubs and bars. And basically we took this place over. When we were walking past it a few times, we noticed it wasn't that busy and it looked a little bit dark, so people tended to walk straight past it. So one day we just put a note through the door and said, if you're ever thinking of selling, let us know. And the next day we got that phone call to say they were considering it, so come in and have a chat, which is what we did.
Letter dropping works.
I tell you, it works.
Look where we are now, 3 years on.
Yeah, 3 years on.
Obviously the first 2 years not as crazy as the last year. This last year has been mental for everyone.
Yeah.
How has it been to you? Has it been good? Has there been some things that you will never forget? Has anyone treated you well? How was the landlord? How's it gone with you?
Well, the landlord, first of all, has been excellent. The landlord has been very good. I can't speak for all landlords, but obviously we do speak to other people, other business owners, and our landlord has actually reduced our rent by 50%.
Okay.
And we don't have to pay any of that back on top when we can reopen, because it's obviously going to be very difficult when we do reopen.
Yes.
If we've got extra bills.
The amount of numbers that can be. Yeah.
So it's been really good to us. So we've had excellent landlord help.
So nice treatment from the landlord.
And also the Harborne community have been very good as well.
Yes.
We found that when we did takeaway for a little while, we did it for about 3 months or so, we were getting very good comments on the Harborne community page and on our website and on our TripAdvisor.
Yep.
So we've had good support from the local community as well. When we've been working on the refurb here for the last couple of weeks or so, a few more weeks to go, I'm afraid to say, we get people knocking on the window, saying hello, how are things going?
Nice,
so it's been good, yeah.
You need that. It's a big community spirit in Harborne, and
definitely.
Business owners should always connect with business owners and just promote each other, because you know, once the high street's gone, what's left? You know, you've got the big bull rings, you don't want to be going over there. You want independent restaurants like yourself.
That's it. We can't have everything delivered to us, can we?
So exactly. So tell me, what is the cuisine here? How would you describe it?
Yeah, we're basically a Mediterranean restaurant. So we do a lot of Greek food, a lot of Italian food. We've got some French and some Spanish.
Yep.
My basic training is in more Greek food, but you can adapt how you do things to other places. And as I say, we've had very good comments on that. But after the refurb, we're introducing a couple of menu changes. We're bringing in some homemade burgers and pizzas. We're bringing them in as well. So whilst we've had the support from the community on the Mediterranean side of things, we're hoping just to increase it a little bit more and get people in who don't necessarily want to have the Mediterranean food. But
so adapting, changing.
We're adapting and changing to how things go. Of course, with the refurb as well, we are enlarging the bar as well.
All right, that's
so
nice.
the bar will mean that people can come in, have a drink either before or after they've eaten, or maybe just instead of, they can come in now and just have a drink as well.
That's good. So obviously you have to adapt in this climate. You've got to change what you're doing. You're making the bar bigger, more outside space. You change the menu slightly. All these things that you're doing, obviously you're trying to generate more business for yourself, because at the end of the day, you've been closed for a year. I don't know what you've been earning, but I can guarantee it's not been like it was the year before.
It hasn't been good, put it that way.
Encourage people to come into the restaurant, make it more appealing. And what's big in Harborne is bars. Like, we're opposite the Paper Duck here. We've got I can see 3 or 4 bars, you know, in my line of sight. You know, if you can generate people drinking in a place, it's going to work really well. The bars, are you allowed to have indoor seating from May the 17th? And from
May the 17th, yeah.
Rule of 6, though, isn't it?
That's the rule of 6. But I think, you know, we're not a massive place. Most people have to come in.
Yeah, you don't have big groups of 10 people, do you?
Another thing we're
do
actually
you?
doing. Sorry.
Or do you have groups of 10 people?
We do sometimes. What we're doing, we're trying to emphasise a little bit more the fact that we do functions as well. Pre-COVID, we used to do things like did the old funeral, we did big birthday parties, that sort of thing, where the restaurant is actually closed and people can have basically discuss what food and drink they want, and we can sort it out from there. So we're going to emphasise that a bit more in the new year as well. If people want to come and just have the place, there's no higher charge, but we can sort out any food and drinks that people want.
As long as you spend loads of money, you can have it.
It's always a good atmosphere here, so it can be even better.
Get the music on, get the family in. Obviously, you're spending money on the refurb. It's nice that you're, investing back into the business, because I know you said you closed after the takeaway didn't seem a viable option for you. A big question I want to ask you is, do you think now we should still be in a nationwide lockdown with hospitality completely closed? What's your stance on that?
That's a very tricky question, isn't it? I think at the moment the government's got it right. I think that they've got a date set for us, and as long as things keep improving, then we can work to that date. We don't want to reopen again, be open for a month or so, things take a downward curve again, and then we have to end up closing again. It'd be nice to get it
the final lockdown,
as finally clear as we can do. And get as many people vaccinated as we can, so then when we reopen, we know it's reopened for permanency.
Yeah, we need that. We need some stability for our businesses. We don't want to be up and down for the next few years.
I think opening, closing, rule of 6. Good. We can do takeaway. That sort of thing. It's just up and down all the time.
If the data stays correct, I'm sure he said 21st of June, we will have no more restrictions. There'll be no masks, there'll be no rule of 6, there'll be no social distancing, there'll be no hand sanitising. And that's what we want. At the end of the day, we want that to come back. We want to go back to where we were 18 months ago, enjoying Christmas with all your mates in the pub and enjoying dinner with all your mates in a restaurant like this. I can imagine myself with like 25 of my friends for my birthday, having this whole place hired out and just having a private party with all the great food. So that's what I think. So before we go, what is your favourite dish? What is the thing people should look out for when they come here?
Oh, do you know what? We do really good tapas. Which is really good for small groups or big groups, where you obviously just try little bits and bobs and you have a whole measure of things. But my personal favourite, I would say, is the moussaka. I just think moussaka takes a bit of time to make, and you can tell that when you eat it. And if you're vegan, vegetarian, or a meat eater, we cater for all of you.
You do all three of them?
We cater for everybody, yes.
So come to Rustic Table and try the moussaka, because that's probably the best one on the menu from the chef. Look, I appreciate you coming on camera and inviting me in. I'm Sammy from Mecs, and this is...
My name's Russell.
Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you very much.